Hello, everybody. I thought I would pop on with y'all for a little bit. I know today has been a little crazy. Y'all haven't seen me online. I've had a lot going on. I'm not going to give too many details yet, but I had to go to a meeting this morning, and it's just literally been one craziness after another. Hey, Jenna. So I just now got an opportunity to get on, and I want to just come on and hang out with y'all for a little bit and talk about a couple of things. I know you may have seen that the tone of my messages have changed a little bit. You're seeing more of what I'm going to be talking about. Hey, Sam. One of the things that I'm going to start addressing a lot more, and good God, I'm pale. That's horrible. Yikes. Sorry about that, guys. It's just the lighting's in here is a little crazy. Hey, Elena. Hey, Anissa. I'm going to start addressing a lot more of the issues of confidence, self-confidence, image issues, things like that. We're going to be delving a bit more into some of that because I've noticed it. Oh, I miss you too, Elena. You and I are going to have sit down talk sometime. Hey, Jenna, I love you too. I'll call you later. One of the things that I'm noticing, the messages that seem to really resonate with people, and it tells me something that I really want to address, is the self-confidence issues, the self-care, the dealing with any of those issues. It resonates. What, the lighting, Jen? Oh, I'm looking at this going, holy mackerel, that's bad. But it's all right. It is what it is. I'm not going to bother with it. Because right now, my lighting, that's the least of the problems. But one of the things that I've noticed is some of the issues that come up are really, really a lot of self-esteem issues. And that's one of the areas that I'm going to be really, really focusing in on, helping people understand what the true beauty is, what the in and out, not just physical beauty, but the overall, what makes them so special, so unique, so necessary to this world. And that's what I'm going to help do. I'm going to address self-confidence issues. I'm going to address putting yourself last. That kind of falls into my caregiver area. I'm going to address awareness of mental health, awareness of chronic illness. This is the year. This is the year that's going to happen. I launched my website a few weeks ago. The name of the company is Completely Beautiful You. It is designed to really help spread that awareness, to bring a lot more focus onto mental health, focus onto chronic health issues. And the reason I look at caregivers are in a special category with me. And I say this because been there, done it. Caregivers are some of the most compassionate, big-hearted people you're ever going to meet. But unfortunately, they tend to put themselves last because we're too busy taking care of everybody else and not taking time to take care of ourselves. Hey, Glenda. So that's going to get addressed. Hey, Emily. All of this is going to start to come together. And I want to kind of fill y'all in because I feel like most people aren't seeing how all my things are connected. So you know what? Here it is. I'm going to let y'all know. Completely Beautiful You came out of a conversation I had, with my upline, with my unique upline. And it came out of a talk with that. And what it really amounted to is there are so many people out there with those issues, with your mental health, chronic illness, and things like that, that feel like they're not heard, they're not seen, that they're invisible. And that needs to be dealt with. I ran across it. I'm hoping you don't mind, Jenna. I'm going to kind of use a little bit of your story here, Bug. We ran across it with my daughter when we were looking for help for her about 3 or 4 years ago. Trying to find her help. Hey, Mom. Trying to find her help and discovering just how little there is for mental health care in our country, in our state, and in our country. The absolute absolute quality of mental health care is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. There is, and I say this, and I'm hoping my friends know what I mean by this, and I'm not downplaying it, but I'm telling you the truth. There are a lot of facilities out there for drug and alcohol addiction, which I understand they need to be. Though that is a very vital necessity. That is a vital service. But when you look at the sheer number of those versus the sheer number of any other mental health facility in this country, it's staggering. And I know this for a fact because I deal with it. My daughter, in fact, you can see her on here, she's hanging out with us, was diagnosed at the age of 5 with autism and ADHD. She's also dyslexic and has a mood disorder that coincides with that. Went all the way through school, graduated, and we discovered, oh, wait a minute. Her diagnosis was not completely correct. She is actually autistic and bipolar. Hey, Terry. Hey, Renee. But we found this out because we were trying to get her situated and discovered that due to some very strange rules, and I mean odd, I still can't figure it out, that even though we had her on our insurance at the time, and good insurance, I could not find an inpatient residential treatment center for autism and other disorders that was not in acute care here in this state. I couldn't. And I got told that if she had been an out-of-state person, it would have been easier to get her into one of our facilities than it would be if with her as a Texas resident. And that the waiting lists are horrendous. And I can vouch for this. They are horrendous. We made one of the most difficult decisions. Oh, yeah, trust me. It gets better. Wait till you hear the rest of the story. We made a horrible decision. Good decision, but a horrible nonetheless, to send my 19-year-old disabled, intellectually disabled, autistic daughter to a residential center in Memphis, Tennessee. And I live in Houston. I had to send her there and leave her there for a month. I want y'all to think about that for a second, what I just said. Now, it was a good decision because that's where we got her correct diagnosis and got all of her medications correct. But what parent wants to face the decision of sending their child, I don't care if she is an adult, their child, to a totally different state and leave them there? There's that. And I'm also going to tell you from personal experience, here's where it gets really ridiculous. There are a lot of services for kids where our country needs to step up is for the adults. My daughter is 22. 22. So chronologically, she's an adult. She's an adult. But due to a lot of reasons, and she'll be the second one to admit this. I'm the first, she's the second that'll admit it. She needs to be in a house that is very, very, very rigidly structured. Hey, Christy. And she knows this. She'll be the second one to admit it. She does much better with a very rigid control, a very rigid schedule that she knows from minute to minute what she's going to be doing. She does great. But there's very few facilities like that too. And I am hoping that this message gets out to some people because the reason I'm bringing this up. If you have a child that is intellectually disabled, and I mean any of that area, Any. If they are still in school right now, you better be on the phone Monday morning with your school and with your local mental health facilities and programs in your county and getting them on waiting lists. And I'm going to tell you why. The waiting lists for these programs, for some of these programs, are an average of 7 to 10 years. I want you to reflect on that number for a minute. So if your child is diagnosed past the age of 8, you better, the minute you get that diagnosis, you better be making calls to get them in on these waiting lists, or you're up a creek when they graduate. You know how I know this? Jen will tell you how I know this. My daughter is still on some of these waiting lists and has been 3 years. I'm bringing these points up not for pity, not for sympathy, not as a pity me party, but as part of my push for awareness, for change. It needs to be done. And I want these parents and these family members and these caregivers who are dealing with this to know these details. Now I'm going to address the other side of it. Chronic illness. The mental health falls in that, but you've got chronic illness. One of the things that can occur when you're dealing with these issues, the stress. The stress of dealing with this is horrendous. Mine got to a point, thanks to stress and an accident, I developed active fibromyalgia, which, for those of you who don't know, is a chronic pain condition that has a whole list of issues. So now I've got a daughter that's intellectually disabled, and I have a chronic illness, and I'm a caregiver. I'm in all 3 categories now. Because one of the side effects of fibro is depression. So I am now in all 3 categories that I just covered. I know the path. I know the struggles. I know the monumental climbs that you have to make to do this. And one of the things that I'm going to really, really, really be pushing is self-care and awareness. Hey, Courtney. So the reason I brought all this up, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. The business, like I said, Completely Beautiful You, came out of this. Because one of the nasty little hidden side effects of dealing with all this is you lose who you are. You lose yourself in the labels of mental health. You lose yourself in the labels of chronic. You lose yourself in the labels of caregiver, of mom, of wife, of husband, of father. You lose yourself in the labels. And you forget who you are. Thank you, kiddo. You forget who you are. You're more than mom. You're more than dad. You're more than spouse. You're more than caregiver and advocate. You're a person. But, and I know men feel this too, but I'm going to tell you from a woman's standpoint. Women are notorious for this. They stop taking care of themselves. They put their needs on the back burner because they have everybody else depending on them. And they forget who they are. They lose their identity. That's what Completely Beautiful You is all about. It's looking at the ability to look at yourself and see the smart, gorgeous, strong, compassionate person that you are. I'm going to be working with people on self-image. I'm going to be working with people on seeing that. That's what my coaching will eventually be. That's what my mentoring will be. That's what my writing will be. And that's the reason I'm mentioning this. That's what Unique is built into. Because I'm giving these women the ability to see that beautiful, spectacular person that they really are. To give them the chance to feel beautiful, to feel smart, to feel confident, to feel seen. That's what Completely Beautiful You is all about. That's what my Unique is about. That's what my writing is going to be about. Everything's tying in. My Unique plays into helping them put that outer image to match. My writing, my copywriting portion of it is called The Right Message. W-R-I-T-E, it's a little play on words, but the right message, because that's what I want to give, the right message. There's so much going on with this, but I felt like I hadn't come on here and told y'all what I was doing. You know what? And I haven't sat here and said, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is what's out there. This is what I'm growing. And this is why. This is why it's so important to me. This is why it's all so huge. This is why I joined Unique. This is why I launched my brand. This is why I connect with the people I do. This is what it's all about. This is my why. I have to be able to help these people that feel like they feel like there's no end in sight, that they don't matter, that they're not visible, that they're not important. That's my driving mission that I am determined to do. And I wanted to talk to y'all about this because it's something I have faced every day for the last 22 years. Of being everything to everybody except for myself. So that's why I wanted to let y'all know. Today has been, like I said, today has been a day of errands and phone calls and things that I had to deal with, which is why y'all hadn't seen me on until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when usually I'm here by about 10. Sorry, guys. Had to do it. I will fill y'all in on what it was later as soon as I get everything in place. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and go because I have a couple more things to do. If you have questions about what I'm doing, if you have, hey, Bobby Joe. And I'm sorry, Bobby Joe, you bounced on right as I was getting ready to log out of here. I was filling everybody in on what I have been doing, on what my brand is all about, on the why I do what I do. And trust me, I bit off a huge mission, but I'm not going to be happy until I do it. I have to. This is too important to me. And so essentially my mission is to help people with mental illness, chronic illness, and the caregivers relearn who they are. I'm there to show them that they are more than those labels. That's my goal. That's my mission. It's huge, but it's going to happen. But I'm going to go do what I need to do because, like I said, I was tied up all morning, so I've got to try to get caught up now. If you have questions, you have comments, you have suggestions, whatever, drop me a comment, send me a message. If you're catching this live, let me know you're live. If you catch this on a replay, do hashtag replay so that I know you did, and that way I can, get back in touch with y'all too. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and go. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.